What is the first thing you learn about math? Well, if you don't speak Ogzapmin, Zatzil, or Endam, you probably first learned how to count to 10. But why 10? Why do we have 10 digits? Well, the short answer for that is because we have 10 fingers. But 10 is a rather annoying number. It can only be divided by 3 numbers, one of them being 10. Well, there are many other numeral systems besides the decimal system, but to understand them, you first need to understand how the decimal system works. So the decimal system is base 10. That means we have 10 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. So we have 10 numbers we can write with one digit, just like that. But how do we write bigger numbers? Well, we just combine our digits to create them. Every number is divided into cells. For example, 1234. We have the first cell, second, third, fourth, and so it goes on and on for bigger numbers. The first cell represents our base to the power of 0, the second to the power of 1, the third to the power of 2, and so on. Let me fill in the results of the multiplication. The digit we put in each cell represents how many we want of the cell's value. So 1234 means we want 4 ones, 3 tens, 2 hundreds, and 1000, which together sums up to 1234. That was the decimal system. But what about the other systems? One of the most famous numeral systems, besides decimal, is binary, or base 2. We have already translated the decimal number to decimal, so we practically did nothing. Now let's translate binary to decimal. So in binary, we have the digits 0 and 1, because the biggest digit is always the base minus 1. In binary, our cells look like this. So let's translate, for example, 1010 to decimal. So we have 0 ones, 1 2, 0 fours, and 1 8, which sums up to 10. We also have the duodecimal or dozenal system. It uses base 12, so it has the Greek letter chi for 10 and epsilon for 11. There is also the unary system, which only has the digit 1. If you want to write a number, 6 for example, you just write 1 6 times. But what if we use infinity as a base? In the infinal system, we have infinite digits, 1 for each number. Putting a number in any cell but the first one will result in infinity, because every cell's value after that is infinity. So every number can be written in the simplest way possible, but you can take advantage of that only if you can remember infinite symbols. Unlike normal systems, the numbers cannot be grouped like tens in decimal or 12s in dozenal. Numbers can only be groups of 1, like in unary. This system would be infinitely useful because every number is resembled by one symbol, but also infinitely useless because you will need to remember infinite symbols. After millions of digits, the symbols will grow bigger, become more detailed, and even have color. As we get closer to infinity, you will have infinitely big and detailed symbols. So even if you can remember infinite simple symbols, the symbols will become more and more complicated as you go on. Even if you can remember all of the digits, without any sort of groups, doing math only with this system will almost be impossible. Some might say infinitely impossible.